Perfect, perfect, perfect.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. My name is John. We are in the gym. We're not going to work out, although some of you probably need to, because we could all use a little bit more strength, and some of you might be a little tubby around the midsection. So anyway, after you get done with this video, go to the gym, lift some weights, do some squats, that sort of thing. That's not the purpose of this video. This video, we're going to be going over this 8.3 inch barreled 300 Blackout pistol. Alright guys, if you haven't noticed, my most popular video is the 7.5 inch AR video, how effective is a 7.5 inch AR. In that video I talk about how portable, how concealable, how effective it is to use or employ a 7.5 inch AR. Well, since then I have realized that 7.5 inch 5.56 is not the best option, and 300 Blackout is the best option. It's better than 9mm. It's better than 5.56. You know, especially 5.56 out of that short of a barrel, you're losing velocity. It's just obnoxious to shoot. It's terrible. It's not designed for that barrel length. 9mm, yeah, you can get like really short barrels with 9mm. They work great. They're super cool, like a submachine gun type thing, whatever. I'm just still not sold on submachine guns or 9mm pistol caliber carbines, whatever you want to call it. I'm just not sold on how good they are, especially compared to a 300 Blackout carbine cartridge or rifle cartridge. You know, most of them have like 4 or 5 inch barrels and not the pistol calibers. I mean, a Glock 17 has a 4 inch barrel. You're not really gaining anything. You do get some stability by being able to, you know, have different points of contact on the gun, or multiple points of contact, 2 hands, whatever, cheek weld, that sort of thing. But I mean, you're not gaining that much portability over something like this. This has a lot more lethality. I'm just still not sold on it. Maybe one day I will be. Maybe you know, somebody will convince me or whatever. But until then, my go-to for my folding backpack, super portable, two-handed gun is the 300 Blackout. For any of you who don't know what 300 Blackout is, it was designed to be shot out of these short guns like this. It's designed to operate with a short gas system. It runs off a pistol length, which means the gas block is right in here. It's really short. It's made to go out of a short barrel. It burns faster, whatever, uses powder quicker, that sort of thing. It doesn't flash as much out of a short barrel. It's just not as obnoxious because it's designed to operate to its full potential out of a 9, 10, 11, whatever size barrel you want to argue about. Basically way shorter than 16 or 20 like the 5.56 was designed for. And it was kind of designed to be a subsonic and supersonic round. Not the same round, but same caliber. 2 different rounds, whatever. You know, you could put one mag in, be supersonic, shoot longer. You could put another mag in, be subsonic, suppress it, be super duper quiet, all that sort of thing. But anyway, these two right here, this is 300 Blackout, this is 5.56. They come out of the same case. This is made from a 5.56 casing. What they do is they take this guy, once it's shot, or you know, it's empty, they expand the neck out to 30 caliber and put a shoulder on it, you know, lower down. Then they chop the top of it off. Then they cram this big 30 caliber bullet in the top of it, and bam, there you go, 300 Blackout. So what that means is same magazines for the most part, same magazines, same bolt carrier, all that sort of thing, because it's shooting the same cartridge. All you gotta do is swap the barrel. Put a 30 cal barrel or a 300 Blackout barrel, on your gun, and that's about all you have to change. All right, at this point, you're probably wanting me to shut up talking about 300 Blackout and get into the gun, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start from, let's turn it this way so you can see the flashlight. We're gonna start from the tip, go to the butt, every little piece in between there, and I'm gonna break it down and talk about it, so here we go. All right, starting at the front right here, we've got a A2 birdcage, 30 cal muzzle device. I know I could probably put a brake on here or a cooler flash hider, but these are like $10 or $15 and they work great, especially for these shorter barrels. They're really closer, they're a little bit closer to your face. And I don't really want to break blasting gas that close to my face, and especially since these are probably going to be, or they're intended to be used indoors a lot. So, just go with the flash hider. If I do get a suppressor later on down the road, I'll swap this out for whatever muzzle device the suppressor will mount to or interface with. So there goes that. Didn't want to spend a whole lot of money on a muzzle device that I would probably be swapping anyway. All right, a little bit farther back, flashlight. This is a Streamlight rail mount, ProTac rail mount 1. It's a single cell. It's kind of like the Surefire 300. It's just got one battery in it. It's using the tape switch and mounted on an Arisaka inline mount. Arisaka mounts are my favorite. They're low profile, they're simple, they're strong, and they're very versatile. They have 3 different mounting holes or slots, so you can adjust the light, just a little bit to get that thing sitting right where you want it to. It's using the tape switch because, as you can see, this 7-inch rail, once I get my hand on it, there's not a lot of room. If I wanted to use my thumb, the back of the light would have to be, right here, and it would put the light way out in front of the muzzle. So using the tape switch allows me to get the light out of the way and move it back away from that muzzle. I know Streamlight tail switches or tape switches, whatever, aren't really the best, but for right now, that's what I'm running with. All of that stuff, tape switch and all, are mounted to a BCM. This is the BCM MCMR 7-inch. It's the M-Lock, the M-Lock version of the KMR, which would be the key mod. I have it fully covered with these M-Lock rail panels, also from BCM, and the BCM kinesthetic angled grip, the CAG, which allows me to get a hand stop, just a place to put the hand and pull back against, and it gives me a little bit of something, kind of to get a little angled grip, because this is how I like to grip the gun. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of room. My hand is pretty much longer than the rail, so it really helps kind of give me a place to plant my hand, and especially keep it away from the muzzle and all that sort of thing. So also these M-Lock rail panels, heat shields, whatever you want to call them, I've got them all over here because that gas block is right in the middle of the hand guard, and it'll probably get really hot and I don't want to be putting my hand on there. And it gives you a little bit of grippiness, a little texture, because these rails are really smooth. So I went with the BCM MCMR rail because A, it came in a 7-inch, B, it was available when I wanted to build the gun, C, they're super strong, and D, I really like the way it mounts to the barrel nut. As you can see, it has no clampy thing on the bottom. I don't really like clampy handguards. I'll probably make a video on that in the future. But anyway, this slides over the handguard, and it has a cross bolt, like a two locking cross bolts, and they lock into each other, and it interfaces into the barrel nut. That's how it locks in. This thing is so tight and so well machined to the barrel nut that you actually have to heat this section of the handguard up to expand it to get it to slide over the barrel nut. Then when it cools off, it shrinks back and grips it. Like, this thing's probably tighter than some handguards without the bolts. Just this in the barrel nut is probably a better lockup than a lot of those clampy handguards that I don't like. Moving a little further back, the upper, yes, this is an Anderson upper. If you guys want to bash me for being a poor, whatever, this is a $40 upper. It's slick side. I don't really like the charging handle because it gets in the way. They're just not really needed. I could have gone for a dust cover, but you know, this one didn't come with one. It's not that big a deal. I'm not in the dust or sand, so it'll be all right. Just keep your gun clean, keep an eye on it, whatever, it'll be fine. On top of that, this is the primary arms. This is the primary arms advanced Microdot. This one has the rotary knob, 50,000 hour battery life, 2 MOA dot, all that sort of cool guy stuff. It fits the T1 H1 mount, the aim point mount. This is the mount that it came with. I probably will be swapping this, not probably, I will be swapping this for a primary arms advanced with the buttons on top and a Midwest T1 riser, lower 1/3 riser. But thanks to COVID, they're not here yet. I'm still waiting on them. So if you see this gun in a video again, it'll probably have the push button and the Midwest mount. Inside of the upper, this is a Palmetto State bolt that I already had. I've used it. Actually, it was the bolt that was in the 7.5 inch and the 10.5 inch. And it kind of rotates in and out of my hunting rifle because I just haven't bought another bolt carrier for it yet. So anyway, it's a Palmetto State, full auto, all that sort of thing, whatever coating, testing they use on their bolts. I got it on sale. It was like less than 75 bucks. It's been running good. It seems solid. The gas keys, or the nuts or bolts to the gas key are staked really well. Everything else looks great on it. Yeah, it's not a BCM. All my other bolts are BCM. I would like it to be something a little better, maybe like a Radian or an Arrow or BCM or something like that. But the Palmetto is still kicking, and you know, I don't really have any doubts about it. You know, working pretty good out of this. So anyway, the charging handle is a BCM. This is the Mod 5. Sorry, it's printed really small on the bottom, so I had to get down there and look at it. It's the Mod 5. It's the smaller latch. I probably could use a medium latch just to get around the law folder, because you can see this sticks out actually more than that. But this is the one I had on here or on this platform, whatever you want to call it. This gun, I hate using the word platform or weapon system platform, whatever. It's a gun. This is the charging handle I had on this gun before it had the tactical folder on it. So that's why it's on there. It's BCM, it's super strong. I like them, they have a good latch. The latch is strong, it's not gonna shear out like the crappy other ones, the A2 charging handles, and that sort of thing. It's probably not my favorite. I do like the Radian, the Ambi charging handles. I have one of those in my SBR. It's super good, but it's kind of expensive. But anyway, that would go great with a slick side upper, because then you could, you know, charge it left-handed, and the forward assist wouldn't get in your way, you know, hitting your knuckle and all that. But that's a different story for a different day. All right, the lower, you guessed it, is a Anderson lower. Again, you can make fun of me for being poor. I'm not really that poor. I just don't like to spend a lot of money on things you don't have to spend a lot of money on. And I can get these at my local gun store pretty easily. So that saves me a little bit of headache and, you know, all that sort of stuff. The lower parts in here, the trigger and all that is probably Palmetto State. I can't really remember because this lower has been built for a few years. I can't really remember where the parts came from, but it's probably a PSA parts group trigger and whatever. The takedown pins are Strike Industries. They're pretty cool. They have a little ridge around the edge of it, so you can kind of get your fingernail. Once you pop it from the other side, you can kind of get your fingernail in there and pull it. It just helps, you know, slide them through a little bit easier. The bolt catch, bolt release, whatever you want to call it, that's also from Strike Industries. It's pretty cool. It's not big or anything like that. It's got a little bit more grippy and just a tad more surface area, especially on the bottom right there. I kind of like that for locking the bolt open. But it's been working out pretty good. Grip, mag pull. The mags are mag pull. I mean, I have steel, I have mag pull. That's about the only thing I have. I don't have any lancers or anything like that, just steel, GI mags, and mag pulls. This does have the Strike Industries +5 base plate. Probably do a video on that later in the future. But it's pretty cool because it gives you 5 extra rounds for a total of 20. I can't remember if I could fit 24 or 25. 300 Blackouts load a little differently in the 5.56 mags. So it's got 24 or 25 rounds, whatever. It's more than 20. It's not quite as big as a 30 rounder because this is designed to fold and go like in a bag or in a tight confined space for storage, whatever. And you don't want all this width from the red dot all the way down to a 30 round mag. It kind of defeats the purpose of this being small. So the +5 helps to keep it small and give a few more rounds than the 20 rounder. So there we go. Like I said, grips, mag pull, what else? I guess that's it till we get back to here. The law folder, that is really like the most important thing on this gun besides maybe the barrel. It allows the gun to fold and be super compact, as you can see right here. It'll fit into any standard backpack. This is probably 18.5 to 19 inches long from the end of the latch right here to the very tip of the muzzle. So, you know, it'll fit into any standard backpack. You don't have to buy like the real tall, obnoxious, weird looking backpacks that obviously aren't a backpack or a book bag. They obviously have a gun in them. This will fit into a standard book bag. So the law folder, yeah, it's really expensive. It's kind of heavy. It adds some length and weight and all that stuff to your gun, but really it kind of makes the package like that. With the 8-inch barrel, they're probably the two most important things on the gun. Behind that, this is the CAC Shockwave tube and pistol brace kind of system combo, whatever you want to call it. Inside of it, there is a Carbine Buffer. For me, so far, it's shooting great with 300 Blackout. I'm getting a good ejection pattern with that weight buffer. And you also have to add the 2 or so ounces for the bolt extension. This little guy right here, the bolt carrier extension, it adds 2 ounces to the weight or the mass of the bolt carrier. So you don't really need a heavy buffer when you're using the law folder. Start out with a carbine, see how it shoots, and then you can, you know, add from there. But like I said, with the 300 Blackout, it's shooting pretty good with the carbine buffer. Like I said, Shockwave tube right here with the Shockwave blade. There's a lot cooler pistol braces out there right now, the adjustable ones and all that. I had this one before those cool ones came out. This one was a lot cheaper than the SB, whatever, the big fat round weird looking one. This one was sleeker and a lot cheaper, so I went with this one. Yes, it's a lot more rigid and a little more uncomfortable, but I'm not going to be shooting this, you know, as a battle rifle for an extended amount of time, so this thing does fine for now. And it's stationary, it's not adjustable, so I don't have to worry about the AR pistol length of pull, which I think is 13.5 inches, and I measured this one and it's like somewhere right around 13 from the back of this to the face of the trigger. So I don't have to worry about that because with the law folder you add, you know, 1.5 inches or whatever to the length of pull, and if you have an adjustable, it could surpass the new length of pull rule that the ATF came out with. You can go Google that and look it up on your own. That's not the purpose of this video. So anyway, there it is in all of its short boy, foldy boy glory. I don't think I missed anything on here. I think I went over all the parts from tip to butt. Red dot, the mags, the folder, the barrel. Barrel. didn't even really talk about the barrel. How could I skip the barrel? It's an 8.3 inch Ballistic Advantage Hansen profile barrel. I could have gone with a 7.5 Palmetto or an 8.5 Palmetto, or even an 8 inch Ballistic Advantage Standard or Modern Series, but I wanted to go with the Hansen profile. It's a cooler profile, and it has the, I think it's nickel boron, or it's got some kind of silver coated barrel extension. So inside of here where the chamber is, where the feed ramps are, it's coated real slick and nice, so that way you don't have to worry about gunk and stuff building up in the little star chamber where the bolt locks up. It's going to be slick and smooth for its lifetime. So I went with that. I got the cooler profile and that sort of thing, and I'm happy with it. If I'd have bought the 8 inch standard or like a Palmetto, I wouldn't have really been happy with it, because in the back of my mind, I would have always wanted the Hansen profile. So I waited for it, came in stock, I bought it. There it is, 8.3 inch Hansen profile, 300 Blackout. And as far as slings go, this is a single point. It's got a little bungee on it. It's just got a QD right here. If I can figure out which way to orient it. And for now, I've just got it going in the back of the loft holder like that, and single point loop right here. I'm not a biggest fan of single point. I would prefer a double, but as you can see, this is a really small hand guard. The only place to put it would be like right here. Put a little M-lock QD attachment there, but my hand, or the heel of my hand, would be sitting right on top of it, and it'd just be awkward and annoying. So I'm just going to go with the single point for now. I guess I could put like a paracord loop there, but whatever. This is a super short gun. Like I said, I'm not going to be toting it for long periods of time or extended distance, so the single point is working out great for now. All right, guys, so go ahead, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like down below. I'm sure you're going to anyways. So yeah, while you're down there commenting, like the video if you like it, subscribe if you like what you're seeing, you want to see some more, leave some comments, do all that cool guy stuff, hit the bell, get notified. I notice a lot of my views don't come from subscribers for whatever reason. Maybe it's because they don't get notified. So hit the bell and get notified when all the new cool videos come out. And appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see y'all next time.